So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today's story comes from Action Comics number 297, published in February 1963, with story by Leo Dorfman and art by Jim Mooney. Gasp! Kryptonian criminals have broken out of the Phantom Zone and are menacing the Earth. Their super weapons are too much for me to handle alone. I've got to speed into the past to warn Superman. Choke! But I can't get through. Some powerful force is blocking me. Time and again, Superman has relied on Supergirl to handle all emergencies while he is absent, and on each occasion the Girl of Steel has been equal to the task. But suddenly catastrophe strikes as the most cunning criminals of all time pool their malevolent genius to enslave the world. It's a war to the finish, a last-ditch battle of survival for Supergirl when she has to face the forbidden weapons of Krypton. Ha ha! The force field generated by my power belt has sealed the time barrier. No one can enter or leave the present until we have conquered the Earth. So we get a little bit of a recap from the previous story where Supergirl gives Lena Thorl a handful of diamonds from her criminal brother Lex Luthor. She accidentally knocks one into the coal scuttle, and Dick Mulvern comes in, sees the diamond, and just assumes that she, thinking she's Supergirl, squeezed coal into a diamond. No, Lena, there's no use trying to cover up. You changed the coal into a diamond with a super squeeze. It's time for you to tell the truth. Admit it. You, Lena Thorl, are Supergirl. All right, there's no use denying. I suppose I'd better admit I'm Supergirl. So the actual Supergirl's a little perplexed as to why she would do that. But her stepmother believes there's nothing, or her adopted mother believes there's nothing to it. You're probably right, Mother, but I can't help wondering if there wasn't some other reason why Lena said that. And there is, and the secret is within the bottle city of Kandor, where Lesla Lar has escaped from prison. Supergirl, the one person I hate and envy because I once tried to steal her place on Earth by means of a teleport ray. I was sentenced to prison, but now I've escaped. I'll have my revenge. I liked Lesla Lar. And given the fact that she apparently has an uncanny resemblance to Supergirl, I guess she must be a teenager, which is incredible because she is capable of creating the most technologically advanced weapons. This time she uses it on Lena Thorl, who apparently is also a dead ringer for both Lesla Lar and Linda Danvers. So she teleports Lena Thorl into Kandor, which is a technology she's used before. Forget your Lena Thorl identity. You are Lesla Lar, a Kandorian girl scientist. You never met Supergirl. And then she, Lesla Lar, donning Lena Thorl's clothing, goes to outside of the bottle, and then she blows off an anti-monitor bomb, which cuts off communication so they can't contact Supergirl or Superman. Lena, yesterday I accidentally overheard you tell Dick Mulvern you were Supergirl. You know that can't be true. I'm sorry, Supergirl. It was a slip of the tongue. I meant to say that I had superpowers. And so she demonstrates that she now has all of Supergirl's superpowers, which is logical because she is a Kryptonian. But she comes up with a different excuse as to how she got these powers. It all began when I received this locket from the orphanage where I was raised. They found it at the scene of the accident where my parents were killed in my infancy. When I accidentally pressed a hidden spring, the locket opened. Inside I found a note saying that I was the sister of Lex Luthor, the criminal scientist. It told me about one of my brother's secret laboratories. Gulp, and she knows that evil Luthor is her brother. When I visited the hidden laboratory, I found the record of an experiment Lex had been working on before he was arrested, a serum which could give a person superpowers. I drank it and it worked. And this is all a lie. None of that is true. She's simply another Kryptonian. Lena, I'm proud of you. That's a word. Okay, she wants to fight crime, which I wonder why she's just thinking it, not saying it. Lena, I'm proud of you. That's a worthy ambition. But first you must learn to use your superpowers properly. That will take years of training. And then she heads out. Goodbye, Supergirl, and thanks. But she is, of course, evil. and she puts on her own costume. To my super scientific brain, this television set is but a child's toy, but I can use the parts to put together the device I need to carry out the next step in my criminal plan, Operation Breakthrough. So she goes to this island and contacts 3 Kryptonian criminals: General Zod, Jax Orr, and Crew L. So she says that she can only take, I can't take all of you. Tell me of your evil deeds and I'll pick the most cunning among you. I, General Zod, devised a duplicate array and created an army of duplicates of myself to seize control of Krypton. In a forbidden experiment, I, Jax Orr, destroyed an inhabited moon of Krypton with a nuclear rocket. What a jerk. I, Cruel, developed an arsenal of super powerful forbidden weapons. And when you get down to it, as the story goes on, they really only need Cruel. He is far stronger than the other ones. But she lets all 3 through, so I'm not sure if there was other ones that she didn't let through or she was lying. But Mon-El tries to get out also, and she hits him with a gun which ejects lead dust. And so he's forced back into the Phantom Zone. And now to plot our conquest. A pity we haven't those weapons you invented, Cruel. They were probably destroyed when Krypton blew up. You're wrong. Jor-El had them sealed in a box and shot into space, but later they fell to Earth. Wow, that's convenient. Superman found them and hid them deep in the ocean. He should have thrown them in the sun. So he goes down there and gets all his forbidden weapons. And one of his weapons is a force beam that can create a barrier, a time barrier. That way, Superman, who is in the past, cannot return, and also it will not allow them to, the Legion of Superheroes, to go back in time. There's okay, so he has a disintegrator ray. I invented, can vaporize anything into nothingness, but it looks damaged. Will it work on super beings like Superman or Supergirl? There's only one way to find out. We'll draw straws and test the gun on the one who draws the shortest straw. After all, each of us is a super being. And Les Lar draws the shortest straw. And he blasts her. And she's dead. That is the end of Les Lar, which is a shame because she was a very compelling character. But that is her ignominious end. And also it has caused an earthquake, which is causing the city of Atlantis to rise out of the sea. Lori Lemmer calling Supergirl. Atlantis is in great danger. An earthquake has set vast forces of nature in motion. The city is rising from the sea. So Supergirl heads out. Supergirl, help us. Gasp. If we don't get back in the water soon, we'll suffocate here in the open air. Well, why don't you dive right in the water? But Supergirl ends up, I don't know how in the world an earthquake would cause the city to rise, but she digs out underneath the city and it plunges back in the water. Meanwhile, apparently, Lori saw everything that happened with Les Lar, and so she tells her. And so now Supergirl knows that 3 criminals have been released from the Phantom Zone. She tries to go to contact Superman, who's in the past, but cannot get through this barrier. Haha, she's wasting her energy. She'll never crack the time barrier so long as that force field generator is operating. No one can enter or leave the present. But she comes back and she's pretty angry at this point. Look, she's gone berserk. She's tearing up that row of giant palm trees. The impact with that time barrier at super speed must have affected Supergirl's brain. Those jagged trees, they'll spear us. Now, it looks like it's Cruel saying that, but then Cruel says, fools, what are you afraid of? Those giant darts can't harm us. We're super. Of course, I forgot our invulnerable bodies. We'll splinter those trees into matchwood. With his weapons, Cruel is basically unstoppable. So she throws a stone, a boulder, but to no avail. I know your plans for conquering Earth, but it's a standoff. Well, I don't know. There's 3 of them. No matter what evil deeds you try with your superpowers, I'll use my superpowers to block you. You forget, Supergirl. We have an arsenal of forbidden weapons. They're the mightiest weapons of Krypton. In Earth's atmosphere and gravity, they can even affect a super being like you. And he blasts her with a plant scourge, which she kind of laughs off because plants don't appear to be getting affected, but what it actually does is turn animals into plants. Those parrots, they're turning into plants as they approach me. Oh, this is ghastly. Yes, Supergirl, you become a super carrier of a terrible plague. Every living animal that you approach will be transmuted into some kind of plant because of the plant scourge virus you now transmit. Yes, we plan to rule the human race, Supergirl, but if you try to help them fight us, the plant scourge will turn every living creature into a plant. Great Krypton, I'm in a danger to all animal life on Earth. I better find some deserted island where I can isolate myself. So she decides the only chance she has against them is to contact Lex Luthor and get his help. She uses her super ventriloquism. Attention, Luthor, this is Supergirl talking to you by means of super ventriloquism. I think you'd figure that out. The deadliest criminals of the Phantom Zone have escaped. The Earth is in danger. Only your super scientific genius can help me. Help you? That's a hot one. It's because of you and Superman that I'm serving my sentence in solitary. I hope those super criminals destroy you and the whole human race. Better hear the rest of the story, Luthor. As part of the escape plan, your sister Lena was reduced to tiny size and sealed up in the bottle of Candor. To save her, you'll have to help me. My kid's sister, Lena's shrunken, doomed to live in the bottled city. Well, if they killed the whole human race, she'd be dead too. Supergirl, I'm against truth, justice, and everything else you stand for. But to save Lena, I promise to use my last atom of brain power to help you against those Kryptonian goons. Agreed, Luthor. Yes, it's incredible, but true. After years of crime and evil, Luthor has become an ally of Supergirl. But is Luthor's criminal genius a match for the super cunning of Jax Orr, General Zod, and Cruel? Can he help Supergirl save the Earth from catastrophe? For the surprise answer, read the next issue of Action Comics.